What's up, guys? We're back here at Atlas Empires, and I've had requests about people wondering how to get loot in the lower levels. So we're currently around a Great Hall 10, I believe, on this account, and I still love and highly recommend dragon strategies. Dragons are incredibly useful and easy to use once you understand the mechanics behind the anti-air and then the caterpillars. A lot of bases that you'll find are very, very bad at dragon defense. So the only thing for dragons that you need to be careful of is the anti-airs. Everything else, the dragons will just pretty much absorb the damage. Sure, if they take enough turret damage, they might die, but for the most part, they're not going to die. And even if one dies after a couple raids, it's okay. It's not a big deal. Yes, it does suck that you train it for 30 minutes, but you just take a short break. So this base is actually pretty good dragon defense. This turret, or this anti-air, is offline though. So we could come in from this bottom side and attack, but the other ones are covering the base and we're not going to be able to attack. So let's go ahead and skip over to the next one. But you'll notice fairly quickly that we'll either find a very, very easy base, like this one right here. So this one, there's only two anti-airs. So left and right. There are lowish level. They're around level 2 or maybe level 3. And you can also attack them with one caterpillar from each side. So we're going to drop a caterpillar there, and we're going to drop a caterpillar there. You'll notice that they're going to be out of range of all the other defenses, and they're just going to devour those anti-airs. As we're doing that, now we're going to drop down some troops to gather up the resources. And then, once that's down, we're going to go ahead and drop our dragons. We don't need to use any more caterpillars because we don't want them to die. So we're going to save our troops. We're using the dragons. If need be, use the free spell to help keep your dragons alive. So you can see one of our dragons is in the orange HP right now, so around 50% life left on that dragon. And now, the other two turrets are actually targeting the fully healed dragons. So you can see the two green HP bars going down. So always keep an eye on your troops. Now all the dragons are in yellow, but that's still okay. Look, there's only one more turret left. At this point, we can probably start dropping down our other troops if we wanted to clear off more of the base. There still is one mortar that we do have to be careful of. So we're going to hold back for just a second. All right, now we're going to go ahead and drop down our raiders, caterpillars, and see if we can clean up just a little bit more of the loot. So just shy of a 3-star victory there. We got almost all the loot, and we only lost 2 caterpillars and 1 archer. So an incredibly effective attack right there. Train up those guys. And so at this point, we don't have that many troops available to us. We probably should be recruiting more caterpillars. I'm testing out the rogue right now on this account to see how it works. Not too big of a fan. The rogue doesn't do anything special. But let's jump in and see. Maybe we can find another base that has just poor anti-air defense. So this one, not the greatest anti-air defense, but it's not terrible either. So a lot of the times these defenses here will be covered by these turrets, and then the mortar might also be able to protect. If you drop a caterpillar down right here, it might go and target these guys, or it might target this. So it's kind of risky, and we don't have enough troops to kind of like take that risk. And it's only 15,000 gold, so let's go and pass on to the next base. So a base like this is more what you want to look for. Again, we can put one caterpillar on each side. There is that sentry post, so we're going to put down our glub as well. The walls are probably going to protect that anti-air for a second, so the caterpillar is going to have to go through those walls. Shouldn't take that much. We're going to drop the other one over here for this anti-air. And you can see it should out of range everything. Maybe the mortar might be able to hit it. Okay, so the mortar can hit it, so which means we're going to have to either heal or freeze. Or maybe both. So let's go ahead and heal up our caterpillar. And now we can go ahead and drop our dragons. That one is down. And now we can just look for loot. So we got something up there that needs to die. Drop one of those down. Drop one of those down. One of those down. So again, keeping an eye on your dragons. Let's go ahead and drop our raiders down here. They should be out of range of everything except for maybe the mortar. But you don't really care. And so if the raiders die, it's not the end of the world. The only unit you really care about is the dragon, because it takes 30 minutes. So here we've gotten most of the loot. We're going to retreat out since that turret is killing off our other little units. I'd rather not let them die. Even though I said you don't care too much, I do care. My little goblin army. It's okay, guys. I'll save you. So we're going to go train up some more caterpillars because those are very important. And then I do like having more archers. So we're going to go archers, and then we're going to train up the glubs that may have died in that battle. Yeah, so you can check your army out there, and yep, the glubs died. So those two raids, we ended up getting close to like 40,000 in gold. And it was very, very easy, actually. Here's the base that is just free loot. So dragons are beautiful like this. You just drop them down, and they have range, and they can attack this Great Hall. You might also be able to use archers here, but archers might be in the range of those mortars, so the archers might die. Dragons don't have to worry about the mortars. Once we clear that, we just head out of here and retreat. So gaining a very quick and easy 10,000 gold. And there's a lot of bases that you can just easily steal loot from. It does suck if you find a really, juicy base that has like 100,000 gold, but you don't have the right troop composition. Like they're well protected against dragons, and you're like, dang, if I had a bunch of archers and tempests and golems, I could just crush this base. Unfortunately, that happens every so often. But you just have to realize that you're getting a lot of free bases with dragon attacks. Sometimes you're going to see some bases that are just, I wish I had other troops. So here, this base looks pretty easy, actually. Even though we only do have 2 caterpillars, we can drop 1 caterpillar up here, and that will lock onto the mortar, or the anti-air there. Once that's down, then we can clear off all that junk there, and probably get to the Great Hall. We don't even have to really worry about this other one. And we're not going to drop anything down there, because both of the sentry posts are there. So we're going to go ahead and drop our caterpillar up there. We'll go ahead and drop our archer over here to clear off that. And we're going to completely ignore the bottom section because we don't want to activate the sentry posts. Just checking out the map right now. Alright, so that's down. Let's go ahead and drop our dragons. And they should be able to clear most of this map. Because again, the only thing we need to be careful of is that barrel rocket down there. We will eventually attack these sections over here. We're going to set up our raiders. We'll drop a raider down here now. See how much damage he's going to do to that. Yep, and it's on the Great Hall, so we're good there. So at this point, we can drop our raider over here, raider over here, raider over here. And we can attempt to get 50% on this base. We don't need 50%, but, you know, might as well. We're here. Let's crush it a little bit. So we got our 50%, and then let's head out of here. Look at overall, not bad at all. 4 raiders and 1 caterpillar died. A lot of loot. Let's go see if we can spin this on anything. You'll notice too that we haven't actually updated our base at all. And the reason is bases don't really do much. The attacker is at an advantage. There's hardly any base design that you're going to have that is going to be a good defense against an attacker that is smart. So you might make a great base that is good against dragons, but then it's weak against, you know, archers or melee troops. Or you might make a great base that's great against melee troops and ground troops, but then it's really weak against dragons. So no matter what, your base is going to get crushed. You are going to lose battles. I do recommend trying to upgrade your barracks so that you can get more troops, so that you can raid faster. So right now we can't upgrade those. Maybe upgrade the gold storage. Can't upgrade gold storage yet. So it looks like we need a little bit more lumber. But I do want to spend some of the gold, so let's go ahead and upgrade our lumber storage. And then jump into a couple more raids. Need to train up. So we'll use one of our speed up timers since we need our troops back. And you'll get those speed up timers by walking around collecting the treasure chests. So make sure that you do enough walking to gather up those speed up timers. That's the main resource that you want to get from those treasure chests. So that base we could have attacked. The anti-airs aren't in the greatest position, but it's not like this base. This base is just like free loot. So we're going to go ahead and drop down caterpillar there, and we'll drop dragon on the other side, because the other side has no anti-air protection. We're going to go and drop our archer there. Even though the loot isn't great, the loot is only 11,000 gold. This is just free. Like, we might lose these 2 caterpillars, but other than that, we're not going to lose like any other troops. We don't need to drop down any other troops either. So there's only 2 defensive structures left, even though our dragon is in orange and almost into that red color. Maybe we will drop some caterpillars up here. Alright, I'm going to drop the gloves to protect the caterpillars, and the caterpillars come down so they can kill off that turrets. And it looks like we'll end up losing 1 more caterpillar. Oh, no, look at that. He's got like 1 HP left, guys. Now let's go ahead and drop down our raiders. Clean up all these things. And then, yep, we'll grab 100% on this just base, losing very, very small amounts of troops. And just losing 2 catty killers. You know, you want that kind of base and that kind of attack all day long. So we lost 2. That means we can just jump into another battle pretty much instantaneously. Trade up our other caterpillars that died. Here's that same base that we saw earlier, or almost exactly the same base. So if you learned that you could drop down a caterpillar here and attack those, you would attack this base. But we didn't do that. We still don't have a ton of caterpillars either, so we're just going to chill and move on to the next one. So, not worth it to attack. 3 anti-airs, hard to get places. We'll just look for an easier base. And this is simply what you do. You look for easy bases. The next button here is your friend. You can see it does cost 100 gold, but when we steal 15,000, 20,000 gold, it really doesn't matter that we're spending 100 gold to look for a base. So even some of these like big upgraded bases could be very, very easy to beat. This one, not so much, but there is one anti-air that is very weak and very vulnerable. So just because it has high defenses doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a good base. Almost. We can almost just snipe off this Great Hall here. If you wanted to, you could just drop down a free spell on the anti-air and then have the dragons kill the Great Hall. But there's only 11,000 gold, so it's not really worth a free spell in my opinion. But it's totally up to you. You definitely could attack and kill that base. Oh, wow. They clumped up all the anti-airs. Very, very bad base design. So, we're going to go and attack this one. We just need to drop 1 up there, and we'll drop 1 down here. We'll drop a glove as well, just to distract the mortar, just in case. Because we don't want the mortar to attack our caterpillar. Go ahead and drop our dragons up here. Yep, see the mortar is attacking our caterpillar. So that glove gave it protection. And now here at this point, we're just going to watch our dragons, make sure they don't die. The sentry is already spawning troops, so we can actually attack other buildings. Let's go ahead and drop some archers up here. So dragon almost dead. We're going to go and freeze to help keep the dragon alive. And then we're at the Great Hall. So after the Great Hall goes down, we're going to then call it quits on this base. Because that one dragon is almost dead. Dropping down some more troops. Actually, we're being greedy, guys. We're going to get that 50%. Alright. And now we run out. Look at that, though. We didn't lose hardly any troops. Such a good raid. Anyway, hopefully you guys learned some tips about using dragons. I love dragons personally. they are not even that strong in this account. So let's take a look here at the power level. The dragons are level 5, so not too high of level. We're 1 card away from getting up to level 6. Highly recommend upgrading dragons. Highly recommend using dragons. My favorite troop in the game still, even after the nerf that they got. Thanks for watching, guys. I will talk to you guys later.